So I'm going to do something that I've never done before. I am going to play Mad at the Internet on Mad at the Internet. Let's take a listen. This is my on, just in case you missed it. There's a possibility if you're listening to this, because I didn't put this on the RSS feed. And I figure I might as well incorporate it on Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern, midnight my time. I was expecting a very long conversation with someone named Channing Creager or Channing Creager. She got mad at me for mispronouncing her name or some shit. Because she, let me give you a full backstory of this, because I feel like I need some explanation. Channing has been posting, was hired, she claims to be originally hired by Sam Hyde and MDE to promote his work in a astroturfing way on 4chan. She alleges that she was paid by Sam to post on Poll links to his work and to his comedy and to his videos, and basically to promote him in a inorganic way on social media, including on 4chan. And then after their falling out, she then took various stories that she had learned about while I think for 8 years working with Sam, and accused him of being all sorts of things. The most notable of which being a pedophile, because when Sam was 28, he had hooked up with someone named Marky. Who was 16 at the time, I think 16. It was either 15, 16, or 17, depends on who you ask. But he hooked up with her. She was from what I understand, Marky was like a name fag on R9K, and she had this thing where her nose would bleed a lot. So she would post pictures of her with blood pouring out of her nose on R9K, and that was like her shtick. So Marky traveled across state lines. In her state, it would be illegal for who dares? Okay, so where Marky was, it would be illegal for Sam to have sex with her because she was 16. In Sam's state, it is legal. But in the federal code, if you transport a minor across state lines where to avoid local statute of limitations or statutory rape charges, that's a felony. However, that felony has a statute of limitations of 5 years. So technically, he broke the law by having sex with her. But legally, he's past that point of having to care about it. However, Channing had been accusing him of being a pedophile for more than half a decade by the time I talked to her. She had, in the same way that she had been set about to advertise for MDE, she had dedicated herself to trying and ruin Sam. And it's this thing that everyone knows about. Everyone who is a fan of MDE or knows of Sam Hyde or watches Fish Tank knows about the fucking Marky spam, because it's everywhere. It's everywhere that Sam is. There's this person talking about him being a pedophile, and that's Channing. She's been doing this for a very long time. And so I've confirmed that the person I talked to is Channing. I have pictures of her ID. I have pictures of her ID with a timestamp. I had 3 other people, a part of MDE, confirmed to me, or former members of MDE, confirmed to me that is her, and you can compare her voice on that call to old videos of Sam where you can hear Channing talk, because Sam claims that she would talk as the cameraman because she wanted to be in the video, even though he wouldn't let her be in the video. So she would like breathe into the microphone to be heard, and so on and so forth, shit like that. It's her. So there's like a quote that Sam hired her as like to like intentionally discredit Channing, but it's the same person. So I asked her 2 weeks ago while she was in vacation in Central Europe. She was posting pictures of her in Luxembourg and in the Catholic Cathedral in Cologne, and like she was keeping me updated. I said, okay, get everything you want me to show on stream together, and I will go through it. She said, okay, perfectly lucid, all the way up until 1 hour before stream, where she got completely shit-faced and started yelling at me in German, and was late to the stream, and then I got her on, and I'll just play it then. I'm probably just not going to interrupt this throughout the entire thing, because it'll be very confusing with 2 of my voices, so I'm just going to let this play all the way through. The code word for when I begin speaking normally again is spaghetti, chat. Okay, no, I'm Josh. I run a website called the Kiwi Farms, and this is Channing Creager. She says that she's worked with NDE and Sam Hyde for 8 years. Is that right? 9 years. All right, sorry, I got you. So yeah, just introduce yourself. How did you meet Sam?
On and very embarrassing. I met him on so embarrassing. I met Sam Hyde on OK Cupid.
Okay, Cupid.
Hmm?
Is it that is what did his profile stand out to you? How old was he when you met him? Just as a context,
He
this is.
was 32 and I was 2 years younger than him.
Okay, and you worked with him for 9 years. You said so. He's is
Yes.
he in his 40s now?
Yes.
Okay. Um, how did you get into his business?
Because I was very good at doing everything. I made and I will show I made um beautiful I made stuff that was people doing stuff
Can you give an
Christmas
example?
yeah, Christmas example. Christmas example.
What Christmas example?
Christmas example and I don't know after that.
Okay. Out of curiosity, we've been talking for about 2 weeks now,
Hmm?
and throughout that
Yeah, we've
time,
been talking for a long time, by the way.
yeah, for about 2 weeks, we've chatted to get
Hmm?
ready for the stream, and
Yeah,
there
Josh,
must.
I'm trying to be your girlfriend, maybe.
What did you take before we called? Because you were not like
Nothing.
this. No, you
No,
definitely took
nothing.
something.
Nothing. I didn't take anything.
That's obviously
I
a lie,
do.
though.
No, I do have some Christmas uh Christmas mushrooms.
So you took psychedelic mushrooms before you, like an hour before stream, because you were sending
No,
messages
I
for
didn't.
this.
I didn't take those.
That's
I didn't
obviously a
take
lie,
those.
though.
No, I didn't take those. I give them to my friends, and I'm ready to do the streams and explain everything.
Okay. Well, there's no point continuing because you're obviously fucked up on something. And what's
No,
really sad
I'm
is
not
that
fucked up on
people are going to
anything.
assume that this is
No,
like something that Sam Hyde
I'm not
put
fucked
somebody
up
up
on
to.
anything.
And I've
I'm
seen all
not
your
fucked
ID,
up.
I've seen your rental agreements, I've seen all your paperwork, so I know that this is the real person. You come up completely fucked up.
I'm not fucked up on anything, bro. I'm not fucked up on anything.
Everybody listening to this, there's like 1,000 plus people listening to this, and they're all. I mean, every single person can tell. I don't even know why would try to lie about that, because you can just tell. Like your
I'm not
messages became
fucked up on
nonsensical about
anything.
45 minutes ago, so you obviously took like a
Huh.
handful of Xanax or something, and before you came on stream.
Bro, Xanax? You think I took Xanax? Bro, you think I took Xanax?
What's really unfortunate is that if there is like
I'm
my
not on
point in
Xanax.
talking to you is that I wanted to know if there was any validity to serious accusations, and if there is any validity, you have completely fucked this up for the people that Sam hurt. And you like tried to rope in a bunch of other people who I can't even talk about now, because like three different people have showed ID
Bro,
to try and
somebody
arrange
did
this.
something. That's not me. And I didn't do that on on the real. I
Didn't do
didn't
what?
do that. I didn't do anything on the reel.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't even know what to ask you because it's like you can't describe. I asked you the very first thing. How did you get into MDE from meeting Sam Hyde on OkCupid, and you can't describe that? You said something about Christmas.
Well, I will talk about it in the next segment. I will talk about it in the next segment. And I wish I didn't have to do that, but I will. I will talk about it.
What segment? Why? Just explain how you went from meeting Sam Hyde to getting into MDE.
I talked to Sam Hyde. Very heavy. Very heavy.
Who is the other person in your apartment with you? Because when you picked up, I could hear somebody walking around. Who is that?
You don't know those people.
I have
And
no
I can't
association
tell you.
with
Yeah,
anything.
I can't tell you those people. Like, those are other people. Like, I can't tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, those are other people. Sorry. Sorry, it's other people. I
Okay.
love you, Josh, by the way.
Like, how fucking embarrassing to do this. Like you were obviously lucid in the last like 2 weeks, and like right before.
It's not embarrassing. It's not embarrassing for me. It's I uh I I do agree with being part of MDE.
That's not what I
And
mean, though. I mean you being obviously fucked up. Oh, it's so frustrating because people are going to assume that I just picked up like a crisis actor off the fucking street who Sam Hyde paid to do this on stream, and I have photocopies of your ID and shit.
ooh, ooh. No, but you know where we come from.
I honestly, I just want to know what you took before you got on, because it was like in the last hour that whatever you binged on was taken because you were able to
I
form a sentence like
didn't
an hour
binge
ago.
on anything. I just had some Irish.
Okay.
Food.
All right. Well, thank you for talking to me. Bye bye. That was Channing Creager, the person who has been posting infographics about Sam Hyde being a pedophile on Poll for the last 5 years. I hope you have found this conversation informative. Have a great night. I'm going to bed. Peace. Spaghetti. Spaghetti. Spaghetti chat. All right, listen. So one of the first things I want to address is that someone asked, why after the first sentence did you not cut it off? At first I couldn't tell because she just come from Germany. I thought maybe she just had like a really thick German accent, which caught me off guard because she's from the US. And then I realized very quickly, no, she's not drunk. That's not, or she's not German. She's just very drunk or fucked up on something. The other part is that there's long silences, and that's just not just me giving her space to talk. That's me trying to decide what to do, because obviously the correct answer is to end the conversation as quickly as possible. However, I wanted to make sure that there was no doubt left for anyone that she had voluntarily decided to talk to me, that it was about Sam Hyde, and that she was completely fucked up. And it was not like playing pretend fucked up. It wasn't like a skit. You can listen to her and tell that person is actually genuinely fucked up on something. So I let it play out for just long enough, and I tried to keep her on track just long enough to make that point. It was not like, oh, I gotta squeeze whatever I can out of her to get at that dastardly Sam Hyde, because I just wanted to make the point that she was obviously clearly fucked up. So then after the conversation, I was left with a couple choices and how to proceed. The first one, someone had asked about, but it wasn't even on the table. Like, would you talk to her again? Absolutely not. Like, how literally how embarrassing to, like, how disrespectful to me and my time to do that to me. It was completely unacceptable. I would never speak to her again. She's banned from the forum now because she's a huge. The next day, by the way, to clear up any possibility of any pity for her, she comes back the next day on the Kiwi Farms and she is defending herself, saying, "Oh, I just had a little bit of whiskey, haha, oops, haha," and then just continue doing her usual schizo posting that she always fucking does and has been doing for 5 years. Not even like a hiccup, just like continue to do it. So it's like, okay, clearly, you are a gigantic piece of shit. Then the other option would be to talk to other people from MDE, because it was not just her. She had been around for a while, but there were 2 other men from MDE who had contacted me like years ago, or who were a part of MDE years ago. And one of them had a girl who Sam had been involved with more recently. And these people were like contacting me saying, "Hey, by the way, do you mind if I jump in at some point?" So I was like mentally prepared for several hours of going over DMs and getting calls from like these other people at random. And I was like really bolting myself down for like a serious conversation and having to manage a lot of things and a lot of people and a lot of stuff that I'm not used to doing when I talk to somebody for one of these conversations. And this is what I got to kind of compare and contrast what I was expecting versus what I got. And then at the end, one person in particular, I had blamed somebody named James Price because I had been told that he and Channing had been in a relationship, and I assumed that the guy that she was talking to in whispers was James Price. He denounced all of this and said that it wasn't him, and then said he didn't want anything to do with this anymore. It's like, okay. And so the next thought would be maybe, talking to somebody else. But there's 2 issues with that. Number one, I didn't want to like repeatedly take swings at this because I'm really not trying to like crucify Sam, and I'm not trying to ruin MDE. I wanted to know very specifically her story because she's been doing this for so long that was what was of interest. Like, how can you be dedicated to this for 5 years and nobody hear you out? And here you go. Here's your fucking answer. But then after talking to the other people from MDE, and it became kind of clear, I think, that everybody except Channing had moved on. Like, everybody was over this shit because it's so old. Like, the Markey stuff was literally like 10 years ago. And everybody was over it. And the only reason why they had kind of gathered around to watch this is because they thought, maybe if Channing would like spearhead this and it would be like a real conversation, maybe they should jump in and say something like, "Hey, by the way, this also, to lend credibility, here's this other story that I have from years ago, and here's a more recent one, and here's this other story." And then after like this fell apart, they're all just like, "Oh, fuck it then." You know what I mean? So yeah, it's beyond disbelief. And then to really hammer home that this is a crazy woman. She is now active on archives of this conversation, sending like unhinged messages. Maybe if you could have said my name right, I could have respected you. Funny that Josh think I care about his job spreading gossip for estrogen heavy men, crying laughing emoji. So if you had any thought, oh, this is like a setup, she's still going. She's now in the comments of these videos that are archived, defending her position. So yeah, no, that's her. This is what she does. She's been doing it for 5 years, and I wouldn't be surprised if now she would start posting like bullshit about me everywhere because she's upset that I hung up on her and didn't want to fuck her or whatever. So no good deed goes unpunished, I guess. I literally just wanted to hear this story that she's been trying to tell, and this is my thank you for it. So my conclusion to this, again, after speaking kind of in brief to 1, 2, 3 MDE people from years ago, is again that they're all over it. And I also, last stream, I mentioned I kind of had this perspective of Sam that he was like an Andrew Tate person. And my opinion of this was informed by videos of him screaming that it's time to beat women. So after I said this, a bunch of people emailed me and said, like, look, Josh, you have to listen to his recent videos about his perspective on women and his advice for young men. And it's all much more reasonable. And I kind of feel that specifically because of Channing, he regrets sticking his dick in Crazy and sodomizing a 16-year-old and then talking about how getting shit on his dick made her unattractive to him. I think he honestly regrets that. And it's been 10 years now. And everybody seems over it except Channing. And I just heard Channing talk. So I have no choice. I must reevaluate my perspective on this person, to be fair, because I obviously would like people to evaluate me based off more recent shit and not what I was doing, 10 to 15 years ago. So hopefully he will continue to not stick his dick in Crazy moving forward, chat. This interview, as far as I'm concerned, is the best thing that Sam could have hoped for, because it completely, all you have to do now is if someone starts asking questions about the Marky shit on 4chan, you can just link the interview. This is what she sounds like, by the way. This is the person who posts this. This is what she is. There you go. He literally got away with it. That's the fact.